Well, the immediate next question says students applying to Drydale College take an entrance test. A student is either accepted or rejected or required to take another test with probabilities point 0.3, point 0.2, and point 0.5 respectively. When a student takes a second test, the outcomes and probabilities are exactly the same as for the first test. A student who has to take a third test is accepted with probability of 0.25 and rejected with probability 0.75. Draw a tree diagram to illustrate this information showing all the probabilities. Well, so the question seems to be very complicated and large, but the solution is not as difficult as it seems to be. So let us draw the probability diagram, tree diagram. Okay, so for the first test it is, there are three possibilities. The the candidate may be accepted or he may be rejected, and if rejected then he will have to take for the next test. So acceptance or acceptability probability is point 0.3. If rejected, the probability is point 0.2. If he needs to take a retest, then it is point 0.5. When someone is supposed to take the next test, then again there are three possibilities which are exactly same as the first test: either accepted or rejected or retest. So for acceptability probability is point 0.3, for rejection probability is point 0.2, and for retest the probability is point 0.5. Then in third case, if someone attends two tests back to back, then he has only two possibilities: either he will be accepted or rejected, and the probabilities are 0.25 or 0.75. So this is the tree diagram of the probabilities. Okay, then let's move on to the immediate next question. The next question says find the probability that a randomly chosen student who applies to Drydale College is accepted. Okay, for acceptability actually there are three possibilities. Okay, he might be accepted in the first test, in the first attempt, or he needs to take the second test, or he might took the third test. Well, so let us write probability of acceptability. It may be in the first attempt, second attempt, or third attempt. Probability of, we will write here, probability of acceptability. Okay, acceptability, acceptance. Let us write acceptance equal to, he might be succeeded in the first attempt, so probability of acceptability, or he took the first time he failed, I mean he was required to take the second test, so first one was retest and second time he got succeeded, or in the first two times he were given two chances and in the third attempt he was accepted. These are the possible cases. So if someone is accepted, the probability is what? Point 0.3. First acceptability point 0.3, or first time he failed, I mean he was attending the second test, So first retake was what? For the first T it was point 0.5. Point 0.5. Point 0.5. But second time he was accepted. For acceptability, our probability is 3. Or back to back first two times he needed to take the second test to participate the second test. So point 0.5 first time retest, second time also retest, third time he was accepted, and probability of acceptability is 0.25. For the third time it is 0.25. Let me write this with erasing this. Let me erase this. So it is 0.25 for the third success, third time 0.25. Okay. Then if we calculate all of these, it is going to be zero point 0.3 plus this 0.3 plus this is 0.15, 0.15, not 3 we will take, okay, 0.15, or it is going to be 25, 25, 6 to 5, 0.0625. Okay, so the final digit is 5. Definitely it is going to be 5. Then the next digit is 2. After that there comes 6. 6 and 5, sorry, it will be 7, I think. No, it's all right. So two digits. Then 6 and 5, it's 11. So one is carrying, so 1 1 2 2 3 5 5. Before that there is decimal point. So if we round it up to three significant figures, it is going to be point 0.513. Okay, this is what the probability of the second question is. So that's all about the solution to both of the first two parts. Let's move on to part C. Question number C is printed on the next page. Let's see what it says. It says find the probability that a randomly chosen student who applies to Drydale College takes at least two tests given that the student is accepted. So first of all, what will we find? We will find that he was accepted. If someone is accepted, the probability is written as 0.5125. So let us write probability of acceptability. As we have already found in the previous question, probability of acceptability of a student is over here. How much it was? 0.51. This is 0.5125. 0.5125. So we can easily write it 0.5125. 0.5125 is the probability of acceptability of a student. Okay, then we will find probability of acceptability of student, two tests. Okay, second test intersection, accepted and accepted. Well, then what are the possible cases? Probability of second test and then it was accepted. That means at least two tests. So it might be first time he failed. Okay, I mean he took the second test, I mean second chance. So first it was probability of T, then he was accepted. This may be the first case. Or he was, first time it was T, that means he needed to take the second test. Second time also he needed to take the test, first time and second time, and third trial, in the third chance he was succeeded. So let us see, probability of T was zero point 0.5, and probability of acceptability was zero point 0.3 plus, so two times he failed, and not failed means he was given the second and third chances. So zero point 0.5 probability of T into zero point 0.5 probability of T, and acceptability in the third test is 0.25. 0.25. I think you are getting my point. Second test and accepted. Look at this. Find the probability that randomly chosen student who applies to Drydel College takes at least two tests. At least two tests, given that the student is accepted. That means at least two tests. Test mean he was given the first chance, and then second time he succeeded. So first one was T, second one was accepted. Or it was given that first time he was given a chance, second time also he took the chance, and third time he was accepted. So first two T's and then accepted. So it is going to be 0.15 plus it is 0.0625. If we add up, it is going to be four digits, okay, 0 and 0. So 1500 and 625, it is going to be actually 2100 625. It isn't it 2125 0.2125. Well, now they have told us to find that, then we can write P second test. Okay, how to write this? P second test, second test, given that, this is given that symbol accepted, accepted is equal to P second test intersection accepted over probability of acceptability, accepted. Okay, so we have already found all supporting information. When second test intersection accepted is how much? We have got it 2.2125. Sorry, it is yes, 0.2125. It is going to be this one. Second test intersected by accepted is 0.2125. Then probability of acceptability is this. Probability of acceptability without any restriction is 0.5125. Then what will the answer be? Let us do this division. Equal to, we can use our calculator, 0.2125 over 0.2125 over 0.4146 equal to 0.4146. If we round it up to three significant figures, it is going to be 0.415. I think you got my point how to solve this. So whenever such question given that is the condition, first of all we will find the later probability of later one, that is accepted. Then we have found accepted and second test, the intersection of these two. After that, it will be the second test intersected by accepted, it will be divided by if it is accepted without any restriction. Without any restriction is actually this: accepted after this probability has been obtained from the solution number B. If a randomly chosen person is accepted, the probability is 0.5125. Then if he was supposed to take second test and then accepted, it is actually second test intersected by accepted. And I have explained here how to find this value. Well, let's move on to the immediate next question. The next question says that three friends apply to Drydale College, find the probability that all three are rejected. So it is actually, first of all, we'll find the rejection of one person. So probability of one person, that is rejection. Probability of rejection. We have seen that there are three cases. Let me write just below this. Suppose first time he was rejected. So as there are three possibilities, he might be rejected in the first case, or he might be given the second chance. So first T and he was given that the second chance, but he was rejected, or he was given two chances, first test, retest, and again he was rejected. This is the probability of being rejected of one student. Okay, this is for only one student, but as there are three students, so what will happen? Three times it will be just q. Okay, so let us see what was the rejection of the first case. For rejection in the first case, it was zero point 0.2, isn't it? Let us get sure. Rejecting in the R is 0 0.2, second one is also 0 0.2, third one was 0.75. Okay, so it is 0.2 plus first probability of taking the retest is 0.5, then rejection was same 0.2 plus first one was retake 0.2, not 0.2, it was 0.5, sorry, it was 0.5. Second one was also 0.5, that means retest. Third time he was rejected, and the possibility of being rejected for the third time it was 0.75, because acceptability was 0.25, 0.75. Now if we sum up this, let us do this calculation. It is zero point 0.2, then how many zeros are there? We can take four zeros, 1 2 3 4 digits, because here it is going to be, or let us do the calculation easily using our calculator. Okay, so first one was zero point 0.2 plus 0.10, 0.2, 0.2 plus 0.10, it was 0.25 into 0.75, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25 6. So our probability is 0.116. I think you got my clarification, because as we will have to multiply, I mean it is 3 times, because for one student the probability was that, so for 3 students means 3 times it is being happened. 3q. There is another simple way to solve this, which is, look at this, or probability of A, probability of acceptability was what? Point, probability of acceptability we have already written here. It is 0.51, 0.51, 5125. Okay. Then probability of rejection is going to be, if we subtract from 1, it is going to be 1 minus, so 5125, that is 4875, 4875. So this is for probability of rejection. But as there are three student, okay, so it will be just cube. If we use this cube, then it is going to be, let us see, 0.4875, 0.4875, 0.4875 is also another shortcut way. It is going to be 0.116. So these are the two ways you can apply to solve the final question. That's all about the solution to all of the parts of this question. First one was tree diagram, second one was acceptability. So for acceptability there are three possibilities, three times, because first time retest, second also retest, and third time he might be accepted. And for question number C, it is the most important question. Look at this, it is given that. So for given that, I have already explained how to do this. For D, actually this is rejection. In rejection, it may happen in the first case or second case or second test or third time. As there are three children, I mean three candidates, so it will be actually not three times. Remember, we are not doing addition. As there are three candidates, so it will be cube. Don't get confused with multiplication. You cannot multiply by 3. So thank you all for being with me. Allah Hafiz.